Hello, denizens of the internet. Truth be told, I had no intention in reviewing Disney Star Wars' Acolyte, but one of my denizens donated $10 to my channel expressly for me to do so, and here we are. But as is my usual take, I'm going to give it my former network executive green light or not treatment. Warning, there will be spoilers. If a VHS tape of the first show landed on my desk back in 1991, would I have greenlit it and put it on my schedule? That is the exercise. I know two shows aired, and it probably would have made more sense if I watched both, but that is how Disney packaged them. Tough. Technically, I don't care if it's good. I care that it will win the ratings war. So, in this wildly imaginary scenario, Disney has hired me with the daunting task of resurrecting the Star Wars brand. Think of me as Judge Dredd, because I was really dreading judging this. The show has some heavy lifting to do. It has to bring back the Star Wars audience that started bleeding off with The Force Awakens. It has to staunch the open wound that was The Last Jedi, provide a transfusion after The Rise of Skywalker, and lance the boil that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Back in April of 2023, I did a video called How Disney's Princess Brand Killed Star Wars and Marvel. Converting their popular boy brands into girl brands has been a financial disaster. So, how would The Acolyte fix that? Perhaps a conversation with Leslie Headland, the showrunner and originator of the show, might be instructive. Hello, Paul here. Oh, hi, Leslie. I did. I just watched the pilot episode of your show. Oh, sure. Yeah, but before I tell you whether I liked it or not, I have a few questions for you. You know, Star Wars is in trouble, right? And you know that in reality, our trilogy with Daisy lost a ton of money. Yeah. So the girl boss thing there didn't really work. Rogue One. Well, that did well, honestly. But okay, now we got two girl bosses in a row. One would have thought that it would make sense to like cool it off a bit, get back to basics, with the next project. But then we did Obi-Wan Kenobi with that unlikable Inquisitor Reva, and that was a massive failure. Oh, then there was The Mandalorian, where we finally got a female character that everyone loved, and then Disney fired her. And the final seasons of The Mandalorian went all girl boss, and the ratings like fell into the toilet. Ahsoka, yeah, of course, that was more girl boss and Jedi power lightsaber stuff. No, that was a nuclear meltdown. So yeah, we're fairly certain that Star Wars audiences are tired of female-centric stories and leads. And what did I see in your pilot but female-centric leads and Jedi and stuff? I can say female, can't I? I'm not going to insult any future characters in your show, am I? Oh, I am. Sweet Jesus. You do understand that after all these horrendous money-losing failures, that perhaps, I'm just spritzing here, getting back to a male-led project might have been a more prudent way to go? You have a dream. Well, so did Martin Luther King, and he's dead. Oh, you wanted a Star Wars with strong, sexually ambiguous women. Did you happen to poll the audience ahead of time at all about that? No. George's era of Star Wars was not lacking in strong women characters, Leslie. Sure, yes, he didn't have lesbians. Well, that we know of. And that's important. Why? Oh, because you're one. And once again, that's important. Why? You're right. I'm not happy. If I could have picked the absolute worst strategy to try to save Star Wars, this show would have been it. Season 2. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Leslie. Well, that didn't go well at all. But let's dive into the show itself. One last caveat. The things I'm going to say are based on what I believe to be the rules of successful series television. Feel free to call me a dinosaur, but the evidence is on my side. My overall impression of episode 1 was that it was okay. I get it. Identical twin sisters like Disney's Parent Trap, but more deadly. One went to trade school and became a mechanic, and the other dropped out and got in with a bad crowd. The main character seems to be the antagonist May, who wants to kill all the Jedi. We don't really find out why in episode 1. The protagonist looks to be May's twin sister, Osha, both played by Amandla Stenberg, both sporting the exact same hairdo, which was totally stupid. You have two characters who haven't seen each other since they were children. Osha thinking May was dead, yet they both went to the same hairstylist, but they had to have Osha look exactly like her evil twin for plot purposes. Or it might be Master Saul, played by Lee Jung-jae, but who knows if he's going to get killed off in episode 2? I don't know yet. We know it's not Carrie-Anne Moss's Jedi character, Indira, because she gets killed off within the first 3 minutes. Not much of a master Jedi, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The opening scene is supposed to hook us. I didn't understand May giving a tip to a beggar at the only entrance into the cantina asking, "Is there a Jedi inside?" Why? She's on her way in there anyway. Don't the Jedi have Jeddar? And why was Indra in Dabar? Did you see what I just did there? Indra had a chance to kill May with her lightsaber, but held back. Probably because, as we learned from Ahsoka, girls can't be killed by a lightsaber. Not knowing why May has to kill all Jedi is really an amateurish bit of mystery box writing. Oh, of course, May is the dark and Osha is the light. I get it. Osha is introduced working on a transport vessel and repairing damage to the exterior where she puts out a fire out in the vacuum of space. Headland has crowed about how there were so many women involved on the show. I won't comment any further on that, except to say, where's the gear porn? George always filled his movies with gear porn. Here we get a tiny robot that looks like a tricorder. The other thing I didn't like about the episode, and here I have to lay the blame on Lucas, is that in A New Hope, I thought the Jedi were a mysterious order spread about the galaxy with temples and jungles where young Jedis learned their craft. But it was in The Phantom Menace that put a Jedi Council into that stunning penthouse suite with comfy chairs and big picture windows. They looked and acted more like a condo board with access to excellent dry cleaners than a religious order. And so the Acolyte continues this trend, unfortunately, and then somehow also turns them into Blade Runner replicant hunters with hover cars with loudspeakers. I will praise the show in that the acting is 100 times better than in Obi-Wan or Ahsoka, and I found the actors to be charming enough for TV, though it does continue the trend of a tiny woman beating up bigger men with the added Jedi kung fu ability that I don't ever recall seeing. I'm sure one of you will tell me, oh, it was in Rebels or something. The one breakout performer was Charlie Barnett. In my estimation, yes, the same babbling numbskull from the Acolyte promo tour. Clearly, the decision was to make May the main character, as opposed to what a police procedural might do and have a serial killer in a recurring arc, like when Raymond Langston in CSI was up against the psychopath Nate Haskell. Now, that might be too conventional, but series TV is about rooting for your heroes, not your villains. Though, as in the case of Haskell, it's great when you have a deliciously evil bad guy, and May, it was far from a fun scene chewer. Of course, there's always the show Dexter, but was he really the bad guy? My point is that there is a reason people loved the Rockford Files and 1,000 other proven successful shows like it. The Acolyte, you could say, is the negative universe version of The Fugitive, with David Jansen really being the killer. No one would have watched that. The first show feels like one slice of a giant Acolyte movie orange. It is in no way a series. A series would have the following attributes. There would be a home base. It would have established the protagonist and their cohorts, their relationships, and what their unique roles are, why their services were needed by the public. The location is usually a character, another character in a proper series. Hawaii for Magnum, a hospital for House, the beach for Baywatch, a small Swedish town for Wallander. In any given episode, a need is introduced, the main characters deal with it, and the show returns to equilibrium by the end. Rinse and repeat is what a TV audience traditionally wants, even if there is a repeating overarching arc that provides a more serial feel. I got the sense that The Acolyte will be a mystery box. We'll be watching how cleverly May kills her Jedi adversaries. I'm expecting a cat and mouse game where she kills a Jedi and then she almost gets caught. Hoo-hoo. After I watch the second ep, I'll see if my hypothesis is correct. I'm also predicting that Osha will have an opportunity to kill her sister, but demurs, purely because of the fact that this is not structured or written as a TV series in any way, shape, or form, is under 44 minutes, and fails the most important series criteria. Could I see this lasting 5 years? No. For that reason alone, I would not greenlight The Acolyte. Hope this was enlightening and instructive. I look forward to your comments. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.